We've got some interesting weather, yes.
Okay.
We finally got some moisture back in the atmosphere, so monsoonal season still continuing for the next month and a half. The last day of monsoon season is September 30th, so we still got a little bit of ways to go, and that means that we're going to be tracking another round of some showers and storms today. So in the upper levels of the atmosphere, what we're looking at is a few high pressure systems. They're pretty far spread out. Notice our heat high from last week is actually centered over California right now. And then there's these two high pressure systems further off into the east coast of the U.S. So notice, though, to the north of us is a low pressure system that's sitting into the Canada area. That's going to be our troughing system that's going to help fuel the chance for those showers and storms for the day today, as well as even for the day tomorrow as well. So let's get you a look at what radar could look like, especially as we go into those afternoon hours. So I think as early as about 1 to 2 o'clock, we'll start seeing some of that atmosphere bubbling up on the radar there. Notice, though, it's very much centered or focused on the central mountain chain and really off to the south and west, really on those elevated areas, much like what we've seen in the last couple of weeks. But as we go into those later afternoon to even dinner time hours, those storms will further push to the east there. We'll go hour by hour. So you could see some of these may have some of those reds and those pinks. That's where we'll watch for the potential of some stronger storms. Notice that this troughing system here, that's going to help provide some of that lift to strengthen those storms as they progress further to the east. So for us here in the metro, though, I think our chances are a little on the lower end, maybe about a 10 to 20% chance at the most. Most of that rain chance really lies off to the east, like I said, and even down to the south and west of us. So not only that, though, it's a little dry in some spots across western half of the state. Notice we're still seeing some of that lower humidity. That's going to fuel the chance of those drier thunderstorms. But off to the east, that's where we'll watch for some of that action to actually make it to the ground. So here's what that dry thunderstorm outlook looks like, where we'll be watching for out towards Reserve and just to the north of there as well, again, for the potential for those drier thunderstorms. But out to the east side of the state, we'll be watching for that potential of flash flooding. So a 1 out of 4 risk for potential flash flooding through the afternoon to evening, where we could see locally higher totals flooding in some spots. But there's also the potential, as those storms progress further to the east, that they could become strong to severe, mainly for gusty winds, as well as the potential for some larger hail. So multiple things to watch out for as we go through those afternoon to evening hours. But not only that, depending on how much cloud cover we have, and if we do get to see some of those showers and storms here in the metro, temperature-wise, 94 degrees today. So it's going to be a little cooler than what we saw last week, but it is still above the average for this time of year. So again, as we go through the day today, the southern half of the state, the southeast side, I think has better chances in some spots across the southwest too, but it's really going to remain off to those higher elevated areas. And across the Roswell area, only about a 20% chance of seeing some showers and storms as those push further off from the central mountain chain. Across the northern side of the state, also the northeast side definitely has a better chance of seeing action out there today compared to the northwest side. I think the northwest side is going to remain more on that dry side. Take a look at Farmington. The next couple of days, we're really only going to see some clear skies and maybe just a few pops of clouds out there. That'll help keep some of those temperatures at bay. But outside of that, the north side of the mountains, again, the eastern half of those mountains are going to have the best chance of seeing activity out there today. Santa Fe, only about a 40% chance. I think a little bit better chances come as we get into the day tomorrow. And even across the East Mountains, most are just going to see some of those pops of clouds out there today. Here in the metro as well, I think most of us, mostly clear skies to maybe a few extra pops of clouds out there for some partly cloudy skies. For the day tomorrow, though, I think, again, most of us will have a better chance of seeing some action out there on radar. But as we get into the rest of the week, we bump those chances right back down.